Well, it's been a while since I've done anything like this. This is definitely a different feel for the videos here on After Prison Show in comparison to what I've been sharing as of late. But it's certainly something that I used to do quite a bit, and that's getting out and about in the field. And some of that getting out and about would involve either working with people, featuring them, or potentially trying to help them. I like to believe I'm trying to help this guy, Richard. So it's about 3:48 in the afternoon, and I'm on my way to go pick him up from his boss's house. He worked today, and I'm getting ready to take him to a crack shack motel where he's going to be staying at, where he has been staying at. This is definitely a recipe for disaster for a guy who's in a volatile situation when it comes to addiction and trying to remain sober. Richard was also just recently released from jail and was dealt an uphill battle in regards to the hand that he had with his release, because he ended up in a freaking halfway house that was designed for sex offenders. Richard is not a sex offender, but that was the only place that he could get into. How freaking crazy of a situation. Imagine being a regular dude, ending up in a halfway house designed for people who should never get an opportunity to be released. Forgive the sunlight in this bad lighting. But you want to talk about having the cards stacked against you? How are you going to stand any chance at all? And to be honest, I don't feel like you would stand any chance at all. If it were me, I'd be trying to whoop all of their asses up in that house. And that's going to send you back to jail, ironically. But I'm getting ready to go pick up Richard, and I'm going to take him to this crack shack motel where he's been staying for the last couple of days since getting kicked out of this halfway house. And these guys actually kind of sounding like they were trying to jump Richard. That's crazy. We'll hear about that. Hope that this guy is able to maintain the course. You know, I talked with him this morning, and he was very much just, you know, irritated, irate, feeling hopeless, I can only imagine. And I hate that for this guy. I think that, you know, if After Prison Show was what it once was, maybe there would be so much more that I could do to try to help this guy stand a better chance. But I make no illusions about the fact that Richard's an older dude. He's 59 years old. And sometimes I feel like you reach a point in life where you're just stuck in your ways, and possibly you may never change. And I hate to think that that could potentially be the case for Richard, but I've seen it so often with others, and that's really unfortunate. Let's go get Richard and take him to where he's going to be staying at and hear what the hell happened with him getting kicked out of this halfway house. Phone, I'm going to start it off.
See this little truck right here? He's gonna see if this guy, he's got that one and he's got the Bronco.
So you might sell one of those?
Well, I mean, we're trying. You know, I'm trying to get a place to live close where he can pick me up every day, and then I can deal with getting a vehicle.
Well, it certainly sounds like you've been agitated quite a bit. Obviously, you know, given what happened with you getting kicked out of that damn sex offender halfway house,
yes,
is where it all began from.
Yeah, I mean, it was a situation that I didn't want to be in, but I was okay with it. And then the incident that happened, you know, put me in this position, which now I'm kind of in a worse position than I was out there, living in a hotel every day. You know, it's getting expensive, eating out, expensive. So, you know, I just gotta, you know, keep my head down and let things will work out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it almost sounds like they tried to jump you.
They were all out of the van, standing outside. When I came outside to get on the van to go to church, they were all outside the van. They weren't in the van waiting, and that's what kind of caught me off guard, you know. And then the one guy steps to me, and he was all like threatening, and I'm like, you know, what are you looking at? What's your problem? And he said, you might have to edit this. He said, "F you, bitch, I'll knock your punk ass out."
Oh, wow.
And I said, let's go, you know, to see what you got. He said, let's go around back. So I started walking, and the house manager got out of the van after this man threatened me, which is against the rules, and told me to pack my stuff.
Unreal. And all of this stemmed from, you just wanted to go look at a vehicle on Sunday.
That's all I wanted to do was go look at a vehicle, and I'm not under the same
Which way do I go? Right?
Yeah, right. And you go up to military and hang it to the right. So, you know, it happened for a reason. Maybe something more drastic was going to happen, and I might have did something, you know, I would have regretted or got a charge for. So luckily, you know, it didn't escalate to physical, even though I was in the mood for that, because me and this guy had words previously about him leaving a light on after 11 o'clock, you know, right over on the couch that I was sleeping in, which I should not have even been on the couch.
Yeah, you didn't even have a bed at this
happening.
happened.
I didn't even have a bed.
They had you sleeping on a couch. So is 11 o'clock like lights out in there?
Well, the TVs are supposed to be off at 11, but there was 3 of us on couches. The other guy, Rick, he was, you know, flexible, and he didn't really say a whole lot, but he would tell this guy to turn the light out, and he'd say, oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Then I would ask him to turn it out, and he'd say, hey man, I'm doing something right now, in a real shitty manner. And he's on his phone, just looking on his phone, and I'm like, dude, you can do whatever you're doing on your phone without a light on, and it's in front of you, so it's not helping you see the phone. So we had words over that, and then, you know, I bit my tongue and humbled myself. I said, hey man, you want some of this chili, or you want some, you know, some of this food I cooked? No. And then of course, you know, the house manager kind of went south on me about how he was telling me actually, get on the van, you're going to church. And I said, man, I'm not going, dude. I've got plans to go look at a vehicle. And then the owner of the facility, I called him and let him know the situation. He didn't believe a word I said about what happened. He wanted to hear it from the other guys, which they're going to side up with their little cult. And then he was like, well, you're trying to do too much. You're trying to, you know, make these decisions, and you need to slow down. You need to quit your job and go to work at Kentucky Fried Chicken or
we're going straight
Taco
through here.
Bell.
Take a right.
And
yeah, Kentucky Fried Chicken and Taco Bell. Those are the 2 fast food restaurants. And Wendy's.
That hire child molesters. And he's telling me that he wants me to quit making $20 an hour, go make $15 an hour, and work all kind of crazy hours. And I love my job. I don't work fast food. That's just not my gig. So I would have done it if I had to, but I had my job. The problem was not having transportation to and from, you know, half an hour, almost 20 minutes away every day. So I was in the process of looking at this vehicle that one of the yards we mow, the guy had it for sale, and I had it set up to go look at it that morning because the guy worked, and then my other buddy was going to take me over there with the stuff that we needed to try to get it running. So I had everything set up. Now I will say this, I did not ask him or tell him ahead of time, so we could have hashed it out before that morning. But at the same time, I was under the impression, you know, like Halloween, we didn't have a curfew of 5:30 because we're not sex offenders, 4 of us. I'm not required to go to church every Sunday. I'm not on that, you know. They can't, those guys can't do a lot of things for 4 months. They can't have a vehicle, you know.
It's a right up here, right?
Yeah, right, and then we'll run right into the motel. So it is what it is, Joe. I've moved past it. My focus now is on, you know.
Your sobriety has got to be the top of the list.
Top priority.
You know, how is that for you? You're in a situation over here where this is nothing but a freaking trigger. It's got to be.
Well, it is and it isn't. I know what it is and I know what's going on around me, but at the same time, I think about my job, my family, my mother. You know, I just got out of jail. If I was to go back to jail, especially for using, you know, my family would be once again so disappointed in me. And then here I go hating myself and just going through that whole thing. And it's like, you know, no, we're not going to do that. And it's a good motivator.
Well, I'm glad that you're staying strong in that.
As strong as I can, man. I need help. I need support. And
you got some good people in your corner. You know,
yes,
your boss, I just met your boss. He's a hell of a good guy.
He's awesome, man.
He's a hell of a good guy. I'm trying to be there for you. I think this other tow truck driver friend of yours is trying to be there for you.
He is.
You know, you got these final people who are here for you, probably after so many bridges have been burned. Just take heed to that. I know that the frustration is at an all-time high for you. I'm seeing you in a totally different light than I've seen you in before.
Yeah.
It's funny because, well, now, nothing about this is funny, but it's interesting because every time that we've done video work in the past, it's been right after you've gotten out of jail. So you've had like this optimism about you, this positivity about you. But like this morning talking to you, and it's seeming like just all through today, it's just been irritability. You had the argument with the lady in 7-Eleven over the donuts. You dumped the donuts on the floor by accident.
Accidentally dropped $2.50 donuts. She's going to tell me, you need to pay for them. I'm not paying for them. It was an accident. You know, you ought to give me a couple of donuts. But hey, she said, have a nice day. I walked away. You know, my boss, he's an awesome guy, but he can only do so much as far as driving from his house to pick me up and then go back to Chesapeake. That's way out of his way, pulling a big ass trailer.
Yeah.
Fuel, you know, gas, it's his time. Once again, it's a day-to-day experience for me to go get a room, get situated, lay down, and then I gotta, you know, eat. And these motels I'm getting don't have any way to cook food. I think they have microwaves, but you know, it's costly, it's stressful, but that's part of life. You know, those are the things that'll make you stronger.
Okay.
If you look at them in that perspective, you know, count it all joy when you fall into various trials and tribulations, because it'll build your character and your personality. If you fail at the trial, because you're going through trials, but you're sticking it out. You know, you're doing what you got to do every day. I don't see you out at the bar drinking all night going, woe is me, because, you know, things don't go our way. So I have to keep that perspective and that attitude, or I know what's in store for me.
Well, I'm glad that you're starting to come to your senses a little bit in regards to the irritability, you know, starting to be a little bit more positive, I should say. You got to keep that frame of mind. And, you know, me and you had a 30-minute phone call this morning where the most that I could do, sadly, was to try to just give you some kind of good piece, a good frickin' conversation, something positive for you to maybe hold on to. And
that means more sometimes than $100 bill in your pocket.
No,
You know,
yeah.
It does. You know, just the encouragement, letting me know that you're there. Hey, I'm willing to drive all the way over, pick you up, and take you where you know, that means a lot. So yeah, I appreciate it.
I want to see your story turn into a feel-good, kumbaya, Richard succeeds story. Are we going to this one right here?
Yeah, we're going
past
to the 6.
Okay. How do I get to it? Is it this light?
Yeah,
or
you got to go down. Oh, you know what you got to do, Joe?
I got to turn around.
You got to go. Get all the way over. Get all the way over.
I don't know if I can do it. Maybe I can.
All the way over and go under the bridge and then come up. There you go. Good move. But yeah, you know, and I appreciate you seeing that in me. And
Well,
then calling me, and you know, I wasn't expecting a call from you this morning. You know, and you did. You called, asked me how I was doing. That means a lot.
Well, yesterday when I couldn't get in contact with you, your phone was off all day. I assumed you fell right back into the drugs.
No, what happened was
Where do I go?
Around there.
Can I go around?
Yeah. What I was, you know, my phone, I left it in the shop where my friend owns a towing business, and I couldn't get back in there to get it. So yeah, I mean, I'm being very forgetful and distracted with different things going on in my life, and I need to calm down, stay focused, and just realize that, you know, those little things happen.
This is it right here?
Yeah.
Wow, this thing looks crazy.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, but it's $40 versus 80 to 100.
You gonna go get a room?
I've already got one. I'm splitting it with the guy.
Oh, you've already got the room?
Yeah, I'm paying half. He's paying half, I'm paying half.
So he's got the room already?
He's already got the room.
Well, I was going to say, can we go inside?
I don't want to do that. I mean, you could, but...
No. Well, look, man, this is not an ideal situation for nobody. I'm going to say it like this. You know, I felt bad to hear that you came home and ended up in that sex offender halfway house, because that's just a recipe for disaster. Statistically, you were bound to fail as a guy who's not a sex offender going to a situation like that. But yet here you are, you're still sober, you're still trying. And I hope that by time all of this is said and done, Richard, you know, this thing ends with some kind of a feel good. But I know that you know the odds are not good in regards to that. It's going to be all up to what you do.
That's right. That's right. You know, one day at a time, man. That's all I can take, one day at a time. I got my job. I got a great boss. I got some people in my corner, you, JR, my family. So you're right. It's all about me and the decisions I make, and, you know, God, you know, help me, you know, turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understand him. And I understand him to be righteous and wants the best for me. So he's not going to make any decisions for me, but when I do make the right ones, he's definitely going to help. He's going to help me through the bad ones too.
What do you view your chances of making it out here this time are?
100%.
100%?
Damn right.
I feel like I asked you that before and you told me 100% too, but...
Yeah. Well, I lied then, probably.
You know, look, I hope it works for you, Richard.
I mean, I got to keep it with 100. I got to.
You got to stay with
if
that.
If I tell myself, well, 50%,
you're already giving up.
The mentality of an addict is going to be, well, I only got a 50% chance to make it. I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna fail, and it's okay because I'm an addict. No, if I tell myself, you know, 100%, there's no option for failure. There is, but I don't view it like that. So.
Look, I'm honored to get the opportunity to be chronicling your story. I want some kind of a way for this to help you. I hope that it does. I truly hope that it does. And maybe it helps somebody else at the same time as well. So who the hell knows?
Who knows? Anybody out there's got a cheap car for sale? I'm in the market. A room for rent in Chesapeake.
I've talked to you about some options in regards to that too. The room for rent, the guy that's got the rooming house,
yes.
My guy that's working.
We're going to work something out. Let me get past today. I'd like to meet your guy. And Mike's talking about maybe over there off of Old Greenbrier or somewhere.
Oh, the place that he was talking about.
Somewhere, but we got to be logistical to help you, everybody out.
No, yeah, it's got to make sense for everybody, but
it's got to make sense.
Anyways, look, man, keep your head up, stay sober, stay strong. I'll shoot you $20 on Cash App.
No, don't do that. I lost my Cash App card.
Oh, well, I ain't got no cash, so I can't help you.
Well, listen, let me cancel my Cash App card so whoever found it can't use it, and then I'll text you and you can do that.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, keep your head up, man. I know that it's an irritable situation right now, but you got some people in your corner hoping and rooting for you.
Yeah. I appreciate you, man, because this outlet of everything that's going on, a lot of people don't want to hear about my life and what's going on. You know, they've got their life. My boss, he's got a landscaping business, he's got a home life, and not only does he have to coordinate work every day, then he's got one of his workers talking about all this, you know, I don't have a place to live and this and that and the other. And, you know, he doesn't want to hear it. He does and he cares, but it's just, you know, it's he don't care. So it's nice for you to let me have this outlet. That means a lot.
Well, I hope it's helpful.
Because when I hold stuff in, that's a bad place to be in Richard's mind. You know that.
I'm going to touch base with you tomorrow, see how you're doing.
All right, buddy.
Keep your head up, make it through the night.
Okay, man. Thank you, Joe. And I'll, yeah, just do what you can. Check out some rooming houses, and then maybe we could get together with your buddy and, like, maybe Friday when I got some cash, say, you know, because Friday I'll have more cash, and then we could go someplace and, Thurston looked up someplace, and there was a place by the week was only like 500.
Yeah, they got the efficiencies. They're like 500 a week.
250 a piece. That's not bad.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe.
Take care. All right, so that was getting up with Richard and hearing more about him getting kicked out from the sex offender halfway house and now living at a pretty sketch motel, sharing a room with another guy. And you know, look, it's all he can do. He's working. He seems in better spirits than he seemed earlier this morning when I was talking with him. And what a profound statement that he made, saying that, you know, sometimes conversation is better than a $100 bill. How true that could be. Just having an outlet and having somebody willing to listen sometimes can mean the world to a person. Something that, you know, money couldn't put a price tag on. I hope he does well. I'm going to touch base with him tomorrow, and hopefully he stays sober and stays strong in his pursuit of after prison, life after prison, trying to adjust, adapt, and survive when the deck is stacked completely against you. Hope you guys found some interest and some enjoyment in this. I don't know about enjoyment, but definitely some interest. I appreciate you allowing me to share Richard's journey with you, and who knows? I wish him well. I'm trying to be there as much as I possibly can for him. And hopefully he's going to be able to overcome all of these obstacles that are stacked against him. Take care, and I'll look forward to sharing more with you again real soon.